So Parramatta are aiming to do a Roosters on the Roosters and qualify for the grand final after just sneaking into 4th place on points difference. And that was the same scenario for the Roosters last year, who jagged 4th place and then won the semi against the defending champions Brisbane and took out the grand final a week later. Alana Ferguson's up here in the box with me, and the lady leading them out, Alana, Samaima Tolfa, what a weapon. Last week, it was one of the greatest NRLW games ever. 26 runs, 307 metres and 26 tackles. And if she fires, why can't Parramatta win?
Yeah, you're exactly right. She sets the benchmark for the Eels, and she's just got a motor that never stops. Plenty of injuries up her sleeve every single game, but never gives up, and she inspires her teammates. Quite a young side for the Eels, but the way that they're coming together and progressing each week is something to be very proud of if you're an Eels fan. So
here's the runaway Roosters. They're unbeaten in their last 7 games going back to last year, including those 2 finals. And well, this is a very well-credentialed team. There's Sam Bremner. She missed last week. She comes back into the team. They had the luxury of 4 players missing last week that come back into the side, despite a dominant victory again. Tafunga on the wing, Ray McGregor in the halves, and Maya Hill-Moana up front, the 20-year-old Ferns international prop forward. So this is a team oozing with class, and the Roosters are, of course, hoping to replicate what the Panthers have achieved in the men's and play in their 3rd straight grand final. So Newcastle is through and will find their opponents here. 35-minute halves in lovely Brisbane sunshine at Suncorp. The kickoff is mishandled but knocked back, so no danger there, and Parra get us underway. What a wonderful confidence-boosting effort for the Eels last week. A big win over the Broncos, which dumped them out of the competition. And you saw after that game the emotion of Ali Brigginshaw. She was reduced to tears in the press conference. It hurt so much. So here's Ellie Johnston. A real menace in the middle of the ground. Caitlin Johnston was good in the game prior here as well. And Tolfa again with the 2nd run of the set, just over the halfway. So they complete their opening set of 6, this Parramatta outfit, and Preston kicks high down the middle of the ground. And Sam Bremner ran for over 200 metres against the Dragons back in round 3, and she's clocking up near 150 a game.
Yeah, Sammy Bremner's one of the Roosters players that'll be hard to contain, but I think we saw from that set the style of footy in which really suits the Eels. That power game through the middle. They make so many hard yards, and getting to that kick, Taylor Preston, she did well to finish. Big defensive effort here.
Oh, there's a run. Jess Surgis up within 8 of the halfway. Tackle made by Anderson, who's up into the starting team in 15, doing the dummy half work. Just over the halfway. Destiny Brill, the number 9, and McGregor. Kicks down for Broughton, the rugby superstar, a gold and silver medalist at the Olympics in rugby sevens, and despite her illustrious rugby career, she's won the RLPA Rookie of the Year this year for her performances in rugby league with Parramatta. So it's her first rodeo in rugby league, but she's a world superstar in terms of football codes. Played here by Tohi Hiku, and the ball goes through the hands. And out on this left-hand side, that's Abby Church, who's come in for Tiana Panatani, who's missing here because of injury. Pio trying to squeeze it away and thought better of that offload in heavy traffic. Just over the 20. Koenig was the defender. And it goes back now for Preston, who kicks high in the air. And Jamie Fressard takes it really well. 5 tries for her this year. She's the leading try scorer in the competition in 2022, heading in this afternoon. Now Izzy Kelly doing a wonderful job as Roosters skipper this year.
12! Please get involved! Penalty!
Offside penalty. You heard the call coming from the touchline. It was Foliaki who snuck up in front of our referee.
This is what the Eels can't afford to do. The Roosters, so often we see their outside backs, in that instance, Isabel Kelly, getting their set started and just getting a nice little roll on. The discipline from the Eels is very crucial because they cannot gift this Roosters side territory.
Kelly Joseph charges up and plays it quickly. On Paris 40. Ball goes from Brill, then McGregor, and then Bremner. They did well to hang on to those passes, the outside backs. Ball finds to Fuller, and she'll do well to stay in here. She got some help. Some much needed help there by Surgis. McGregor for Maya Hill-Moana, the 20-year-old. Good defence in the middle of the field here by the Eels. McGregor now, Zahara Tamara and Bremner on the other side, and Kelly trying to punch through a hole. Good defence there by the Eels. Raquel Horn in jumper number 4 was the main tackler. It's gone back here off Tamara, so she'll still be able to stab a kick up out wide. And great take out there. Para have the ball. That was a great take by Zali Faye, who got up high above the pack. And a penalty here to relieve a bit of that territorial pressure.
Coming up against a big name too in Jess Surgis, and took her on. I think we've seen a little bit of nerves playing out in this opening 5 minutes or so of this game. But for me, the defensive efforts from this Eels side, tremendous.
Here goes Johnston. So hard to tackle in the centre of the field. Played by Foliaki on the 30. And Preston goes over and links up with Quinlan, playing in the 6. Nice pass. Quinlan on the back up from the offload. Can scamper up to the halfway. She's tackled strongly by Joseph. Surgis there as well. Broughton looked right. Scampers left. And then fires a pass well out in front of the winger. And over the sideline it goes by some margin, actually.
Yeah, it was good ruck recognition from Gail Broughton. She had an absolute blinder last week, but noticed that Jess Surgis wasn't in the right position there. That extra pass didn't have to happen. It was only the 3rd, and they had good momentum. So another big defensive set coming right up for the Eels.
Okay, Roo, I was down there earlier, watched a bit of the previous game on the sideline. Best spot in Australia you've got today?
We certainly do. Lockie and I are down here just enjoying everything we're seeing unfolding in front of us. But conditions have changed significantly down here. It's now around 22, 23 degrees, and the wind has picked up from that east-northeast, gusting at about 18 to 20 k's an hour. So watch to see Ray McGregor and Zahara Tamara use that this first half.
Good pass, Surgis. Couldn't get away from Faye. Oh, she's just left a few in the wake here. Quinlan on the ground. And Surgis still going. Manages to get away from Johnston. And then another defender, that was Christian, who had a dip it up to the centre of the ground and up inside the 20 now. Ball played by Joseph. Brill will swing it left, and McGregor into the line and sends a short pass away to Shania Power. 9 metres out. Here's McGregor, has a look, stabs it through, wants the in goal, and well done, Quinlan, who got back there to clean up. Broughton runs for 10 metres or so. Good run by the number 1. 2 super number 1s here, Alana. What about Tamika Upton in the game before? She's blisteringly fast.
She's something special, isn't she? 2 weeks off she had, so came into today's game, scored the first points. Oh. But yeah, she's immense. The work that she gets through. She made a great try-saving tackle on Tegan Berry to finish the game. She's something special.
Just explosive off the mark.
That's good.
Preston's kick's pretty good. Flies the fullback, and back goes Bremner. Looks up and sees a wall of blue and gold. Well, Can Parra get through here in an upset over the Roosters and give us 2 Eels teams on grand final day? That would be something. And here's a mistake.
Well, I already made note of the defensive efforts from the Eels to kickstart this game, but again, they've turned up the intensity and they haven't wavered. And that's what's going to keep them in this contest. The Roosters, well and truly favourites coming into this game. Their work off the ball and their attacking options, their creativity have been on another level this season. But if the Eels keep defending like this, they're going to have to come up with quite a few answers.
So Preston fed the scrum and then sends it out right to Horn in her 17th NRLW game. Vastly experienced Rakea Horn on that right-hand side of the ground. Here's Kennedy Cherrington. She had a blinder herself last week. 260 running metres in the win over the Broncos. Through Tolfa, and Johnston holds them off, gives the pass away. Oh, Quinlan couldn't find the mark. They had numbers out here, Parramatta too. Back to Church. And the momentum has been halted by that. Surgis with the tackle. Goes to Tolfa. 13 short when she played it. Quinlan now, and the ball to Broughton. She came steaming onto it, and she fires a pass out now to Church. Good defence by the Roosters again. Play number 5 here. Quinlan kicks. This is going to run too long. Might not have been the play, Alana. She had a lot of players out on that right-hand side. I think they were expecting a high kick, but potentially across the ground. But Quinlan towed it ahead, and it was a fraction too long.
Yeah, she'll want that one back. She put far too much on it as well, even if it was the short grubber. Too much on that one. Now the Roosters are sitting at the 30-metre mark.
So it was so warm actually in the earlier game. If you were joining us, you would have seen there was a drinks break at the midpoint of the first and second half. They've ditched the drinks break for the second game, so conditions were far more pleasant for the players. Maybe not so much in the stands. Here's Joseph, and tackled well by Cherrington, and Anderson there as well. McGregor for Zahara Tamara, and out for Kelly. Supreme athlete, and picks up 15 metres with that run. That was a good one. Tamara. Away now to Sarah Tongatuki. 15 metres out. Roosters have come a long way on this set. The ball goes to McGregor. She kicks to the in goal. This will make the in goal. There was a contest for the ball. Koenig stopped on it, but that'll be a knock-on, I reckon, against the Roosters. That was a beautifully executed kick.
Tackle 6. I've got no try. Confirm a knock-on in goal by the Roosters, please.
Well, we're going to get some confirmation here. Looking like a knock-on, but what a set from the Roosters.
Chase. Just seeing if Jess just gets a hand to this. Jess just knocks the ball under the in goal. We have a decision.
The execution not on point from the Roosters, but the set in the lead up, they're asking so many questions. They're going from sideline to sideline with plenty of numbers. Now the Eels, 20-metre restart, they're on the front foot.
Okay, wait for the tap, girls. Wait for the tap. Wait.
Lockie, it's been such a tight contest already. 0-0 over 10 minutes into the first half. What have you made of it?
Well, I wonder if that starts to get on the Roosters' minds. They obviously come into this game as heavy favourites. They're yet to get on the scoreboard. Their defence has been good when Parramatta's been down the other end, but the longer this game goes, as we can see a penalty here for Parramatta, they're going to get another opportunity. But the longer this game goes and the Roosters haven't scored, I think the more frustrated they'll get. So Parramatta doing a great job at the start of this game.
Yes, well, it's a different start for Parramatta. They jumped out of the blocks with a couple of quick tries last week. This one is a more defensive-oriented start, but they're holding their hands up against the premiership heavyweights. Ellie Johnston crashes into the defence. Tackled by Joseph in the middle of the ground now.
Lock in, Marcus.
Tolfa tries to run through a gap. She's a quintessential lock forward, Jemima Tauffa. Does a power of work and dangerous with the ball, and Quinlan throws it short. Foliaki is dropped down. That was Pio, my apologies. And a chance here. Oh, the ball didn't get a hand. It might be 6 more. It is. It was a Rooster who touched that. The tackles are starting to mount up here against the Roosters on their line. Broughton goes into dummy half. And the pass to Preston. She sends it. Oh, she runs out right. She thought about passing, but she is happy to take the tackle with a fresh set of 6. Cherrington running hard. Good tackle, Tamara, against the bigger player. Anderson through Taufa, then Quinlan, then Pio. Taufa wrapped around Broughton. Oh, she got nailed. That's a super tackle by Surgis. Awesome read by one of the game's premier centres. Back to Johnston now. Bumped away from one. And she's finished in the tackle there by Koenig. Left again. Numbers out here and room to move, and they've scored the try, and it's Ashley Quinlan, the Parramatta 5'8".
What a try from Ash Quinlan. She had a little bit of eyes up there and saw the Roosters not moving as fast, but a great set from the Eels. Plenty of their danger women combining in the lead up to this, as we see here on the Harvey Norman replay. Ash Quinlan shaping up to hit those outside players, which she's been feeding the ball to a lot. A lovely pass from Brooke Anderson, starting at number 9 today, and then just challenges the inside shoulders of 4 Roosters defenders. She gets through and goes straight over. Brew, how did it look from down on the sideline?
Yeah, well, down here, the previous play was a really strong run by Kennedy Cherrington. She actually buckled Zahara Tamara, who wasn't able to get up and start sort of barking orders at her troops out wide there. But for me, the moment that the Roosters started sliding directly on their defensive line, you can see on the replay here, they're not actually getting up in the faces of the Eels. They just went sideways on the lateral movement immediately. And that's your cue as a ball player to come back at an inside shoulder. Really well read by Quinlan. I thought she was huge for the Eels last week, picking up where she left off this week.
Yes, now Zahara Tamara, after that tackle that you just pointed out, Roo, has gone for an HIA. Not the start the Roosters were looking for as pronounced favourites, but Parramatta, they're playing with real belief here. Great kick, Taylor Preston at 6-0. Feels like summer's come early to Brisbane. Lovely shot above the city, and Suncorp there. Sun still shining on the far side of the ground, and Ashley Quinlan, the 27-year-old in her first NRLW season, has scored the opening try of this grand final qualifier. The Eels out to a great start.
Yeah, it's game on, isn't it? I love the spine that the Eels have selected for today's game. A few shuffles early on this season, but a big one for me, Brooke Anderson, starting at dummy half. Such a great attacking option, and we've seen it play out already.
And Johnston tackled just shy of the halfway. Here's Taufa. And that strong defence. Cherrington rattled in a good tackle there. But they're coming with real enthusiasm here with ball in hand, Parramatta, and Foliaki will be tackled just outside the Roosters 30, so this is an excellent set after points. And Preston's kick, well, it was a bit of a shank, but it's turned out pretty good. the Roosters have been able to affect the tackle. Those strange old missed kicks can cause more problems than they might look like they would off the boot.
It was close, wasn't it?
All right, the Parramatta coach, Dean Witters, is joining us. Wonderful start there, Dean. Your defence in particular has been, in fact, Dean's not quite with us at the minute. We'll get to him just one tick. One of his players, though, is suffering. I think, is that Zali Faye? It might be Abby Church, actually, yeah. Yeah, it's Church. He's just fallen over, so it's all friendly fire. Yes, the old miss kick. Lockie, you know about the old miss kick. You didn't miss kick many, but they can cause some headaches, can't they?
Yeah, because no one knows where they're going. That's why the miss kicks, and they can just fall into no man's land. But
Come on.
you get the Roosters, you get the feeling that they're waiting for someone to do something. It's just they're obviously the favourites, and there is some star players out there, but I think their key senior players really need to get involved here. As we see,
here's an opportunity. Great bit of ball playing from deep in their own half. Takaranga Katoa is on the ground now, and they're still going. Oh, that might have been high. The referee lets it go. Destiny Brill, she's a real energy bunny, or whatever you want to say. She's an energizer. The Energizer Bunny. That's the one I was looking for.
We got there.
You know what I mean. Tonga Tuki. And now Joseph. Strong set here by the Roosters. What have they got by way of a kick? McGregor kicks over the top. Broughton gets across. Oh, it's a shocking bounce for Para. The Roosters have scored. That couldn't have bounced any worse. Great vision there for McGregor to find open space, but it's bounced straight back to Shania Power, and the Roosters have scored.
Yeah, well, Racine McGregor, she had a week off last week. She's back into the Roosters side, 5th tackle option. She has not missed a beat, as we see here on the Harvey Norman replay. Just chips it over nicely. Gail Broughton would have wanted that opportunity back again. But Shania Power, another one of the Roosters, putting on so much pressure to opposition. Firstly, you can see with her hands up, she's ready for the run option, and then she's all over that kick chase. Great pressure and an excellent finish to get that footy down. First point on the ball for the Roosters, Root.
Yeah, well, Lockie spoke about senior players really needing to step up, and Ray McGregor got her hands on the football when she needed to, came up with a beautifully placed kick, but the lead-up play, the break, set up by Keely Joseph, tipped on to Hopawata, who makes a great run. Destiny Brill just bumps off players throughout that midfield, and that's what gets the Roosters that momentum going forward. Really smart work by them, and they just need to continue to work hard. They've responded beautifully to Parramatta's pressure.
Former Titan, Shania Power. Well, that's an important try. As Darren was saying, they were waiting for something to happen. Maybe a little bit timid early on. Now Kelleher's kick is out to the left at 6-4. Parramatta by a couple. 6-4.
Stay on.
Roosters, though, with an answer back. Maybe a slightly fortuitous one. Let's go to Parramatta's coach, Dean Witters, now. That's a strong run back. Dean, bounced the ball, didn't favour you for that last try.
Yeah, mate, look, unlucky. We probably need better reactions from everyone around the ball there. And, you know, as the underdogs today, we've got to make sure we're good on all those plays, and that's disappointing, you know. There's that little component of play there from the break to the try. We let ourselves down, and we can't afford that today.
Dean, a fast start, though. You must be impressed with how your team performed in the opening 15, 16 minutes?
Yeah, well, we had to. If we wanted to have a chance here today, we had to be fast at the start. We had to come out and really dictate the pace of the game to them. And if we didn't do that, the Roosters would just get in a groove and dominate. So we had that as our first challenge, and there's still a long way to go. And we've got to maintain some pressure and make the Roosters play out of their own end.
6-4, there's not much in it. What else do you want to see your team come up with this half?
Complete sets, play footy down their end, and not let any loose breaks like we just had happen there in our defensive line. We can make the Roosters have to work hard out of their own end. We give ourselves a real chance. So.
Well, let's hope for your sake it can be 2 Parra teams on grand final day, Dean.
Yeah, boys, it'll be good. So hopefully the girls can get it done. It'll be the best week of their life if it comes.
Good on you. Thanks for your time. Dean Witters chatting with us. Good insight. Being able to chat with the coach. Appreciate his time. So heavy knock there on one of the Roosters players. They've been awarded a penalty, and after points, this is a dangerous little position here. Set restart down in Parramatta's half. A wonderful attacking outfit, this Roosters side, when they're on song. Joseph is met strongly. Who else? Torfa. McGregor takes them on into the line, and then the ball goes away to Kelly, off Kelleher's pass, and Kelly is dragged down desperately, but they found a bit of mojo here. Hopawate. She's a centimetre out from the line. McGregor again. Bremer joining in, floats a pass out wide, and Tafunga. Nah, I think she's got a foot on the line. Parramatta are pretty confident they've put her over the sideline. The try's been awarded.
What?
Well, I'm looking at a big divot on the sideline here. It looked like she was well out, but the bunker will have a look at this anyway.
Yeah, good ball movement from the Roosters, but that last pass needed to be a bullet. It spent too much time in the air. We see the foot out.
Yeah.
That's going to be a no try. As we see there on the Harvey Norman replay, it won't be a try to the Roosters, but that pass spent too much time flying there. So defensively, the Eels were able to get there. Needed to be a bullet. They've done well, the Eels, to defuse that one. Roo, what's going on the sideline?
Well, at the moment, it sounds like it's just going to be double-checked here. We'll just listen to Belinda. Try's still under review. I'm with you guys. I think the foot went out. Great defensive effort by Zali Faye. Ball and all, gets the legs out, but also just wraps up that arm carrying the ball so she can't reach out there.
Tafua's right foot goes into touch prior to grounding. We have a decision.
But at the moment, this is going to come up as a no try, which we all knew. But at the moment, what the Eels need to do, they need to shut down the middle because the big forwards of the Roosters are just pumping through the guts at the moment. They're finding plenty of space through the middle, and that means their edges are getting free runs at some space and at the try line. That's exactly what Dean Witters just spoke about. He didn't want to see them giving away cheap territory.
Wait for the time on, over in the middle, on the 10. We okay? Are we good to go? Just wait. No, wait. Just wait. I'll let you know. Come on. Yep. Go, no.
So Philomena Hanisi in jumper number 8 was her list at the start, came off the bench. That was her with the previous run. And now Christian Pio. And Hanisi again. So she's missed the opening exchanges, but hungry for action as soon as she gets out on the park. Here's Tolfa. Up near the halfway here at Suncorp. This is Malangi. Started from the bench, and now Preston. Oh, they're letting it bounce. Danger. It's going to bounce back and roll to the in goal. And Tonga Tuki.
Oh my goodness.
Taufa, sorry. Oh, wow. That was not the right call. Bremner and Taufa had the option of catching that, and neither did.
Well, that's put them on the back foot now because there wasn't much going on in that set from the Eels. They were just running up, by themselves, but the kick from Taylor Preston, she aims it between the posts. If Sammy Bremner caught that on the full, absolutely no worries. They get a great start to their set, but the bounce, all sorts of trouble. Now the Eels attacking the line.
Hanisi plays it here, and Tolfa away to Cherrington, bumped off one and put down 12 out from the line. The Eels by a couple, trying to stretch this lead. Broughton contained well. They held their nerve there. You can panic a little bit when the player of Gail Broughton's strike is in possession, but the Roosters stayed organised. Now Tolfa tries to sneak through a slight gap in the line. She's pulled down a couple out. There goes to Quinlan. And this should be a try to Church. He scored. Abby Church takes advantage of some poor goal line defence there. They didn't come up, the Roosters. They waited for Church to run at them, and she's got through and scored.
Yeah, great footwork from Abby Church. She's limping a little bit now, but getting the ball out nice and wide, a couple of players coming under, and just that left foot step left Jess Surgis out there for good, took the line on, as we see here on the Harvey Norman replay. The shift out was brilliant. Ash Quinlan calls a player under, another one sweeps, and then Jess Surgis absolutely stood up here for that left foot step. Rue?
Abby Church did beautifully to find her way to the try line there, but again, the Roosters are getting caught on their heels. They're shifting laterally instead of getting up in the face. And what we've seen out of the Roosters throughout this whole season has been really strong, not just goal line defence, but middle defence, where the edges will actually shoot up and shut down the centre and the fullback swinging around the back. But at the moment, there's too much lateral movement in that defensive line. They need to get back to the structures that got them to this position to start with.
So Church, normally a fullback, just a second game of the season, and replaced Tiana Penatani, Parramatta's regular co-captain, and she scores a vital try. Preston, first kick was a beauty, and the second one is even better.
Conversion successful to the Parramatta Eels. Number 7, Taylor Preston. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Para lead 12. Roosters 4.
Stay behind there, Destiny. Spell. Stay on there.
Parramatta looking to take down 2 big scalps in 2 weeks, have made a sensational start. Oh, and here's a strong run by Cherrington. Rampaging back from the restart. Emma, some injury news.
Good news for the Roosters. Zahara Tamara has passed her HIA. She's on the bench, eager to get back on, and they certainly need their experienced number 6 to claw their way back into it.
Thanks, right. Well, they've got to stop the Eels before they can think about scoring points themselves. Lovely pass there to dummy half, and Quinlan back to Taufa. They're playing in a most assured fashion here, this Parramatta outfit. Now Hanisi really rolling through the middle of the field. And Preston kicks high. She was waiting. Oh, knock on, picked up, and they were offside, right? Oh, hang on. Why is it a penalty? They picked the ball up and ran away to score. The ball was knocked on by the Roosters and picked up by Parramatta, so unless there's a mutual infringement here, that actually should have been play on. Now, were they in front of the kicker? Yeah, they were.
Yep.
All right. So
and I think that's what Belinda was speaking to her touch judge about. So that call got overruled there. But Taylor Preston at number 7, isn't she just at home this season, controlling the set? Nearly led to points off another one of her kicks.
So, sorry, the confusion there was that our referee, Belinda Shove, actually awarded the penalty to Parramatta. She should have had the arm out the other way. We got there in the end. Great defence They're full of confidence, Parramatta. This is a wonderful showing early. A long way to go, though. You just get the feeling if the Roosters can get the lion's share of possession, we know they're capable of mounting points. So a lot of football to eventuate here. Here's Hopewadi. And now Destiny Brill, who started in the 9, but is equally as effective playing that loose forward role. She was so dynamic for the Titans last year, and she's made a meal of that.
That's pretty uncharacteristic from the Roosters.
Everyone up. Over here in the middle. Sorry.
Again, these Eels. The front foot. Lockie?
Well, they're full of energy. They're in front of the favourites. The Roosters scoreboard pressure, they haven't had to deal with that pretty much all competition. So it'll be interesting to see how they manage that while they're behind on the scoreboard as they are now. That was a frustration error there from Destiny Brill. So Parramatta got their foot on their throat. They just need to play with some discipline.
Hasn't gone in properly. Okay, heads down. Just come straight back out the same way. Heads in. Right in. Right in. Righto, ball in.
Oh, Preston is having a game. She slices them from a simple run from the scrum. Gee, the alarm bells are ringing in the Roosters coach box here. Here's Rakaya Horn. Now Topper. Brill the tackler, and they've got a penalty.
No, she's in front of you. What are we doing?
Really poor discipline by the Roosters. They've won 7 games in a row. Going back to last season, but they look well out of sorts now.
Well, they haven't been under this amount of pressure for this long of a period. And they're not handling it very well at the moment, the Roosters.
Pio tackled on the 20. Broughton dashes from dummy half and almost ran behind her own player, who sort of dived to the ground there, Quinlan, to avoid a penalty. Harnesi, 2 metres out. They could score again here. Only tackle number 4. It goes to Quinlan. Oh, that she snatched the ball there, Surges. It's a loose carry, she lost it. Oh, that's crucial. Another try there, and the Roosters are in deep water.
Well, it was almost carbon copy from the try she scored before taking the line on, but Jess Surges, her response, she's learned her lesson. She got up off the line, put a little bit of pressure on, pretty much plucked the footy straight out of her hands.
Got a captain's challenge from Parramatta. Decision on field is loose carry.
Just needing to have a look whether Parramatta loses the ball or it's stripped. The Parramatta players losing the ball into Jess Surges. The challenge is unsuccessful.
We've got no more challenges.
Okay.
Yep. So we're going to have a scrum in here.
None from 1 on the challenge department. Still 5 minutes 30 to go here in the half. A crucial window before half time. Another try for Parra, and they would feel like they can go and defend the lead. The Roosters are desperate to try and find a little bit of continuity. Haven't seen much of the other end of the field, to be fair, Alana, have they?
No, it's very off script. I think the Roosters haven't handled the pressure very well. They haven't been able to perform after their errors. And the Eels, they're on the opposite side of things. They've just kept coming up with answers. They've had great fifth tackle options and plenty of energy. Their defensive energy and line speed has been enormous in this game.
Here's McGregor. She's probably been the Roosters' best, actually, and she's broke it into Parramatta's half. 4 tackles gone. Discipline really good from Parramatta. No real penalties, 6 agains. They've been very tidy. Tamara. A high kick. The chase is good, but the catch is taken pretty comfortably there by Cassie Tohi Hiku, the 18-year-old, her 3rd NRLW game today. It's good going, isn't it, playing at the top level. At the age of 18 now. Horn dump, good shot. Oh, she's lost the ball there. Zali Faye with a mistake. Well, this is a chance.
Yeah, this could be the moment for the Roosters. They've struggled to build that pressure and create much momentum up this end of the field. So this is their shot now. They need to turn this pressure and this opportunity into points before half-time.
Time's off. Shot clock still runs.
Tamara and Bremner, a little set piece there, but they read that nicely. Good tackle by Horn. And good surge there, Poulet. Getting within 25 of the line now. Here's Burton. 15 short. McGregor delays the pass. It's off a Parramatta hand. There'll be 6 more tackles coming. Isabel Kelly from the left-hand side running all the way to the right to get involved.
Yeah, that's one of their danger plays when they combine their centres. Sammy Bremner was over there as well, the triple threat. But again, they threw a lot at that defensive line of the Eels and it didn't turn into points. So they've saved a try with that, but another big set coming up.
Centre field scrum, 15 metres out. Tamara, good pass to Bremner. They read it well. She comes back infield, and the pass goes to Burton, who's put down. They're going to try the power play with Hilmawala. She's a metre out now. Pass finds McGregor. Nice ball. They'll score. Oh, she dropped the ball to Fuller. The line was wide open.
Well, that's pressure. We've seen the Roosters. They haven't been able to absorb the pressure and transfer it. The perfect opportunity. Jess Surgis bobbled it a little bit, but that last one to the ground, that was a sitter. That needed to be a try. They needed to find points then, the Roosters, before half-time. And again, the intensity and the pressure from the Eels defence holds them out.
Gee.
Come on, when you're ready. Yep.
See, that's a run by Butler.
What a game she had last week. Forced to play in the centres with Tiana Penatini staying off the field and played almost the whole game in its centres, being a big front rower. That was something special.
The NRL Telstra Premiership Grand Final is at Accor Stadium, 7 days' time for both the men's and the women's, October 2. NRL.com/tickets. There's still tickets available. It's the best day of the year for footy fans. Ball goes back and scooped up by Malangi. Just outside a minute left until half-time. And they're happy with the score here. Parramatta, why wouldn't they? 12-4 ahead.
Middle. Okay, just that. Back a bit. Play the ball. Yeah, Maya.
2 more games to come as well. It's being billed as the Footy Fest here at Suncorp this afternoon. We've got our 2 grand final qualifiers in the NRLW. Then we've got the girls, Prime Minister's 13 versus the PNG Orchids, and then men's Prime Minister's 13 against the Pummels. It is a footy feast by anyone's reckoning. Now, here's Tafunga. She will be smarting. 20 seconds until half-time, and the Roosters are lined out to the left. They'll get probably 2 tackles. Oh no, the siren's gone early here. And Tamara gives it away. Power around the corner. It's knocked on by Fressard. The Roosters have got a real job to do if they're to advance through to the grand final, because Para have turned in a outstanding 35 minutes of footy, and they have a very comfortable lead at half-time. It's 12 points to 4. Second half of our second NRLW Grand Final qualifier on a magnificent afternoon here in Brisbane. And if you're a Parramatta fan, you'll be riding high after the Eels made the NRL Grand Final. You might have a second team to cheer for next week as well, because it is Parramatta 12 over the Roosters 4, but a long 35 minutes for them to hang on here. The Roosters most out of sorts, Alana Ferguson, in the first half. Can they mount a resurgence?
Yeah, the response is everything from the Roosters at the moment. They weren't able to respond to the pressure that the Eels have put them under. Their defensive pressure, their line intensity.
Thank you.
We're seeing it here again. Another massive set was huge. So they've got to come up with a response now, the Roosters.
Well, Tessa Puller playing it, and now Shorten Burton. Doesn't go anywhere there on that 4th tackle, and the ball goes to Tamara. Knocks it into the corner. Oh, it's been spilt, and Broughton gets it back. It went backwards. And Isabel Kelly appealing for a second knock on there. Not forthcoming, the call from our referee. This is strong defence, though. Tohi Hiku is driven across the field and backwards. And now Zali Faye. So 3 tackles gone, and they're just outside the 10. Let's go to Rowan sideline.
Thanks, Tomo. I've got an update from both sheds. The Roosters, they want to generate more play-the-ball speed, and goal line defence and decision-making needs to be improved significantly. That's from John Strange. And Dean Witter said he loves the energy that they've brought, continue their defensive pressure, and they'll get the job done. They're 1 win away from the grand final.
Yes, they are. The ball bounces away from Bremner. Good kick by Preston. Bremner, that was good. Good footwork. Leaves a couple behind. Gets to a 3rd defender. And it is the back rower there in Christian Pio who made that tackle. And here goes Kelly. 5 short of the halfway. Well, they look like they're running with a bit more purpose here after half-time, this Roosters outfit. Here's Tafunga, who would be ruining that chance. With a couple of minutes until half-time, the line was wide open and she just dropped it. McGregor out the back to Tamara. Tamara goes through. Kelly's there in support. Isabel Kelly's dropped it this time. You can't believe what you're seeing.
Well, that's another one from the Roosters. Should have been a try. They had one in the first half where they lost control of the footy out there on that same edge, but she broke the line far too easily, Zahara Tamara, and they weren't able to ice it. So uncharacteristic from the Roosters. Sorry, Isabel Kelly.
To be fair, the pass was a fraction behind, but well, Isabel Kelly should be unpleased with herself for not catching that. Here's a run. Whoa, Butler! Good offload by Nisi, and now they still go through their hands. And Sherrington playing out on that left-hand side this time. Just goes over the half. That's confident ball movement by Parramatta. Now Broughton nearly cuts through.
Hasn't that just given these Eels some energy? Look at the way they're taking this line on.
Played by George now, and they head to the right-hand side, and here's a kick and follow, and oh, the ball's going to bounce for Parramatta. Oh, Brenda got hit high. Brenda got hit high going to ground. It looked like it was about to bounce for Preston. Bremner got a hand on it and was trying to regather, and she was collected high as she was falling there. It looked spectacular.
Well, it's clever from Taylor Preston to aim back towards the post. It sat up, didn't it? Sammy Bremner did well there, but some high contact from Ash Quinlan.
Oh, it was only just high. That's all it needs to be. See, the halves have been good for Para. Quinlan and Preston. She's clever, Taylor Preston.
Right at home in that number 7 jersey, controlling the game very well. She's had the long kicking game, but also those attacking kicks, causing plenty of headaches.
We'll talk with the Roosters coach, John Strange, a little bit later. I hope the scoreboard's improved. You might want to chat to us. If it doesn't, here's a penalty. So they've got back-to-back penalties here and a chance for the Roosters to attack from a set start.
The Roosters really need their two halves, Zahara Tamara and Racine McGregor, to impose themselves. They started this set on the 40-metre line. They're now up over the 30. This is where their attacking footy needs to come into play. Creativity and execution.
Here's Brill. Show and go. 30 metres out from Parramatta's line. Ball goes to McGregor. Great tackle on Kernick, who came racing onto that. That was Quinlan again. Brilliant defence. And now Hill Moana. Centimetres short. Plenty of Roosters out left here. And they're going to try and dive, and there should be a try, I think. Oh, it's held up. Oh, wow.
Tackle 5.
Burt looks...
I have no try. Can I go on?
She looked like she was going to struggle out of that tackle and get it down, but that's great determination from the Eels.
Yeah, what an effort. Gail Broughton got right underneath that ball.
Ball's currently up from Jordan Burton. As soon as she gets to the ground at any point.
Super play.
Still up. Gail Broughton's hands underneath at this point.
That's massive. That's a huge moment in the game. Lockie?
Well, we talked about it in the first game. You see here how important the goal line defence is, and she keeps the ball up there. That's just desperation. That's what it means. I know that.
Knock on. They're saying she lost the ball.
Yeah, right. That's even bigger turnaround.
So George is driven back with some strong defence. Power up there to make a strong tackle now. Horn. Tohi Hikaru. 9 out from the halfway. Good set. They've been brilliant, the middle forwards for Power. Nisi dumped on her back. Just on the Roosters side of the halfway line. Goes away to Broughton. She is so dangerous, so they hang off her, and Broughton's busted them. She's only just dragged down. They don't know what she's got coming, Gail Broughton. These Roosters defenders, she's got them in all sorts. And again, they're very stationary on their line, and Para, they've run 80 metres here, and it's the last tackle, so they've got an attacking kick coming. Broughton goes a long way back to Preston. Kicks over the top, and it's knocked on here by Horn. If she caught it, it was just about good night. Would have been a try. Instead, Kelly returns the kick.
What a set from the Eels, though. They played the power game through the middle. They got brilliant territory. I tell you what, these Roosters are going to have to turn up the intensity in their defence. if they want to be any chance.
I think
they're firing at them, the Eels.
I think Izzy Kelly's got a little issue here too, and back by the trainers with her as Bremner goes for a damaging run and makes room through the middle of the ruck. That was a great surge. And now Hill Moana. Kelly's okay. She's bounced back to her feet. Tamara rolls it through. There's a spirited chase. Tamara is the one leading it, and Broughton's going to ground it in the end goal.
That's a better finish to their set, the Roosters. They get a repeat set. Great kick chase from Zahara Tamara. The more she imposes herself on the game, particularly in this end of the field, so too Racine McGregor. Very important. Izzy Kelly, this is where she got caught up. A little bit of an injury, but we saw her jogging. She's staying on the field, so she's got herself through that one. Ready to attack the line, the Roosters.
5 seconds. Stay on.
Bremner goes to Hill Moana. Here she comes. Oh! That was a full throttle run by the big front rower.
Up together, girls.
McGregor, Tamara goes out the back to Bremner. She beat one, she beats two. She's stepping against the tall timber in the middle of the ground. Bremner, she could be the one to crack this open for the Roosters with the wonderful evasive skills. Kelleher now, one-handed pass, goes to Burton again. Parra's goal line defence exceptional. Preston shuts the play down there. 4 metres out. Zahara Tamara and Kelleher again, nothing doing. They've got them covered at the moment, Parra. Burton sends it out now to McGregor. She tries to get through. She slips a pass away. It's a forward pass.
What an enormous defensive set from the Parramatta Eels. Put under all kinds of pressure. They had to defend a repeat set. Lovely footwork there from Racine McGregor, but the pressure that Kennedy Cherrington put on for that offload, it came out forward out of their hands, and they got it right, the referees. Root.
Oh, well, at the moment, the Roosters, they've actually used 7 interchanges, so they've only got 3 left with 25 minutes to go. So that just goes to show how much they've had to rotate through their troops just to try and keep pace with the Eels at the moment, who are playing top-notch footy. The defence has been up to standard today.
Oh, is it what? Good strong tackle. I've got to say, geez, Taylor Preston has been remarkable. And that was gutsy. The halfback picks it up from dummy half and takes on the defence herself. It's had a wonderful game.
Yeah, it's so important as a half to be able to do that. She's not putting the players outside her under any kind of pressure.
Wrap around, and Broughton again punches half through a gap. Koenig makes the tackle. Great yardage once again. And Preston with a wobbling kick. Oh no, it bounced away from the Roosters. Parra have the ball back, and the Eels are going to go to ground with it. They've let a few bounce back there, haven't they?
Yeah, it's hard. That one was pretty wobbly. Taylor Preston hit it on the belly of the ball. So a hard one, but they're almost the ones you've got to catch on the full because you have absolutely no idea where they're going. But Jamie Frezard did well to wrap up ball and all. Root.
Both Keely Joseph and Sala Tongatuki are coming back onto the field for the Roosters, and John Strange's message at halftime, he wanted them to generate more quick play the ball speed. Those two, they can definitely do that. Keep an eye on them to just work through the middle for the Roosters.
Oh, it's a forward pass.
He looks frustrated, doesn't he, John Strange?
You sure John Strange is talking to us in the second half?
He might be regretting committing to that. Well, you want impact from your bench. You just needed to be a couple of steps back from where she started, Tongatuki.
Preston for Broughton. Broughton v Kelly. Backhand flick, Kelly. Oh, second effort. That was great defence by the Roosters skipper. 12-4, no change to the halftime score. We've had a bit over 12 minutes since halftime. There is a heap of time left, but the way Parra's playing, they're not giving the Roosters any openings at all back into this game. Quinlan. 2 metres out. Here goes Pio. They're trying to bash their way over the line, and they go frightfully close there. It's Kennedy Cherrington, almost. A kick to the in goal. Preston, they're all chasing. Preston got there first. No, I think she might have knocked it on. But there's not a player out there who deserves a try more than Preston.
No try. Confirm there's a knock on, please.
Milan, Rob?
I'll tell you what, that's
she's
close.
Got it down.
Far out, what an effort. She's had some kind of game, Tay Preston.
That's a try. Oh, there's a hand on the ball. Does it bobble out at the last second?
Give it. What an effort.
The on-field calls no try.
Goal.
It's a go, it's a try.
What a ripper.
Oh, she is having the game of her life. Taylor Preston gets the try, the first score of the second half, and that makes it very hard for the Roosters to come back now.
Well, this is such an enormous play. The Eels got a chance to attack the line again. We see here in the Harvey Norman replay, through their defensive efforts and their pressure, they force an error from the Roosters. A lovely little kick from dummy half, and Tay Preston, who's been having an absolute blinder. Look at that nice little touch. Lovely grubber. What a chase, Taylor Preston. Put your hands together.
This has been a flawless effort from Parramatta. They have just shut the Roosters out of this. A wonderful effort from a team that just scraped through to the finals. Taylor Preston, take a bow.
She's had her fingerprints over absolutely everything for this Eels side.
Both the halves have been superb. They've each got a try.
Gail Broughton at the back, she's been immense, but the pack, the forward pack of the Eels, the work that they've gotten through to get those players on the front foot. And again, another piggyback out of their own half.
So Newcastle already through to our NRLW Grand Final. There's the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese. He'll be part of the pre-game ceremony for our Prime Minister's games to come following this. Security guard there. There's a remarkable resemblance to Todd Payton. I thought the Cowboys coach was there at the front of the lift. Oh, here's a run. Tolfa into the backfield. Oh, they're playing them off a break here, the Eels. Preston. And the ball to Foliaki. They're up to the 10 once again. This has just been all power from Parramatta. Quinlan, away to Preston. Wants to keep it alive. Isn't able to do so. Rakea Horn. Away to Quinlan. Not a great pass. And that's hit the hand of Broughton and gone forward.
Yeah, it was a great set in the lead up. Plenty of ball movement from Para, but that 5th tackle option, they chose to run it and try to attack, but didn't work in their favour. There's still plenty of time left. 20 minutes to go. Enough time for the Roosters, but they're going to have to fire one pretty soon. Again, the defence from the Eels. This is what's got them this enormous lead in the game. Just immense. They have not dropped off.
Good tackle. They're just racing off the line, giving the Roosters no time at all. And Joseph, after a respite on the bench there, she's back into the game. Tamara's kick can't even beat the front line. She's done it again. Taylor Preston has plucked it.
She's everywhere. They went for the early kick. Sahara Tamara kicked it on 4. Straight into the breadbasket of Taylor Preston.
George now, centre of the 30-metre line. And that's a really good run by Anderson. She's blistering from dummy half. 19 short of the line now. Tolfa, away to Cherrington. Good tackle. Boom. Koenig and Joseph combining, and that has really shaken Kennedy Cherrington up that one.
Hopefully all it did was take the wind out of her.
It's 18-4, Para with the lead. That is a severe winding, that one. Picked up and dumped Kennedy Cherrington. Oh, boom. Yes, Roo?
Well, just before that heavy contact was made, I was about to make the point that at the moment, the Eels are winning that physicality battle. The initial contact from the Roosters, they're just getting bumped off. Big tackle there by Olivia Koenig, but if the Roosters need to get back into this, Lockie, that physicality is going to be a big one.
Yeah, the little break here will be good for the Roosters, but their psychology just needs to be, they got to get the next try, so they got to defend their set now.
Preston wraps around the back. Ball goes to Horn. Nice step there. Nearly beat Kelly, actually, but the inside defence came across, and that was the last tackle. It's not out of reach for the Roosters, but they can't get going.
It's just the intensity from the Eels' defence. They've been all over them. They've been smothering them. And the Roosters, the opposite. The back foot, they've been watching a little bit too much, giving the Eels that easy territory. Lockie?
You get the feeling if they get one try, the Roosters, they could get some energy and come with a couple just after that. So they just need to stay calm, not think they have to score 3 times. They just need to get the next one.
Tamara now sends it to Kelly. It's a good battle, that Kelly versus Horn. Kaya Horn has been tremendous in defence. Now here comes an attempted spiral bomb by Tamara. It all broke down there. Surges just trying to bullock into the opening to get a shot at the ball, but Parramatta scramble, and that was Abby Church who raced back to avert a potential crisis. Zali Fate. was there by George. It was out in front of her. She steadied and took the pass before she was tackled by Zahara Tamara. Preston will kick on the 4th tackle. Wants to kick it away from Brenton again. That ball finds the ground. It's going to roll all the way down to the goal line. Gee, that's a good kick. And here comes Brenton sprinting back. But the Roosters down their own end of the ground once more. Tafunga, that try. Well, I don't want to keep bringing it up, but that one before half-time that went begging, that could have been the turning point in the game.
Yeah, there was that try. There was Isabel Kelly. You got to think, Tomo, if they get those two up over the line, they're on the front foot. That's what they're used to playing with. This scoreboard pressure is really hurting them.
Tamara tries for a 40-20. And Broughton sprints back. Tackled strongly. Sarah Tongatuki.
Sarah on the ground.
So inside the sheds there with the PNG Prime Minister's 13, the Orchids. That's the ladies team where we can see there the Australian Prime Minister's 13. Readying themselves. They'll be led by one of the legends of Australian Rugby League, Steph Hancock, today. Tabby Church with a problem with an ankle. She looks in some distress as well.
Yeah, we saw her hobbling around in the first half, but has been running fine since. We might catch a glimpse of it here. Good contact from Horn. The footwork from Taylor Preston there, even just the little subtleties of her game, the pass wasn't on. So footwork takes the line on, keeps that defensive line guessing for whatever she's going to do next. And she'll be involved. She's been heavily involved in this Eels win.
Sherrington plays it centre of the 20-metre line. Anderson goes down the left-hand side. And Johnston back on the ground. One more try, and they are through to the GF. Para looking to seal it here. Preston tackled hard by Power. Here's the last. Kick rolls to the in goal, but Frezard's got it back. Kelly trying to spark something from deep. Offload out the back, straight to Simone Matolfa. Well, they're playing catch-up footy now, the Roosters, and it ain't working for them. It's more ball for Para. Christian Pio. Oh, she's lost it. Oh, it's a penalty.
Oh.
They want them to take the shot at penalty goal here from next to the sticks. It's point blank. Take some time out of the clock and add some more pain on the scoreboard. It's 18-4 in favour of the Eels. Taylor Preston has struck the ball this afternoon. This should be no issue. She's kicked a couple from right out wide. Peter Sterling used to have hair like that, you know.
I mustn't have been born yet.
Oh, Preston's missed it.
Tomo. There's a bit of curse in that one.
Or me.
Yep.
could stop the train. And have done many times. Zahara Tamara now, she might be trying to kick it. It's a 20-metre dropout, of course. Thought she was looking towards the sideline there, but the ball is taken by Quinlan. And back comes Johnston. Another great effort by Talfa. Tackled powerfully there, however, by Sarah Tongatuki. Preston plays short to Horn. Tamara, the defender, 23 metres short of the line. Nowhere to go for Simona there. Anderson, left to Quinlan, on the wraparound, plenty of room here. Quinlan away to Church. Oh, the ball went forward out of Abby Church's hands. That was a lovely set play. They just couldn't nail the last pass.
Yeah, nice attacking options from the Eels. It was on that left side too. What a break from Abby Church. But the last pass. Credit to Jess Surgis though there, with her defensive efforts, the pressure that she put on, and we'll get a good glimpse of it here. Just got in the way of Abby Church's arm. The Roosters, this has to be massive from them. 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes to go. They've got the biggest attacking weapons in the game, the Roosters, but haven't handled the pressure. So how do they bring them in?
Oh, the ball's been left behind. Oh, it went back. Oh.
Gail Broughton's pretty close to that defensive line. There's no fullback. I wonder if they look for that early kick chase. They've got to get on the board, Tomo.
Well, they've just controlled the game so well, Parramatta. All the football has been at the Roosters' end. And you talk about the great offensive weaponry the Roosters possess. They haven't been able to get going. They've been working the ball away from their own line the whole time. Joseph, tackled short of the halfway. McGregor kicks back across them, and who's back there? Who else? Taylor Preston. What a remarkable effort by this Parramatta team. As we said at the top, they're hoping to emulate what the Roosters did last year. Sneak through to the finals, knock off the big scalp in Brisbane, and then go through to win the competition. Well, they're 8 minutes away from achieving step one and booking themselves a place next Sunday night where they will form part of a two-pronged Parramatta attack on grand final night. Here's Johnston.
I wonder if that was more incentive for these women here today, seeing the men make the grand final, Tomo.
No doubt. Preston. Oh, Horns picked that up! And Para off to the GF.
Wow.
A monumental upset. The Roosters' premiership defence is done. And Para are going to take on Newcastle for the title.
And don't they know it? Look at these Parramatta women getting around one another. We see here on the Harvey Norman replay, Taylor Preston's kick. Now, she's put up a few wobblies today. The Roosters have not been able to contain them. They let that one bounce, and Rakia Horn is there to pick up the perfect bounce for Para. What a team effort it has been to get them to this point, but sensational finish, and the smiles say it all. Roo.
Well, about 5 minutes ago, Fergo, the Eels were just playing survival footy. They were just taking one up, just trying to hold on to this lead they'd created, and then a lovely kick. Taylor Preston has been huge for them this afternoon. She's come up with some really great plays, as has Quinlan. But just the bouncing ball, they take advantage of it because they've been putting themselves in the picture. Every time there's a bouncing ball, every time there's a ball on the ground, every time there's a contestable moment, the Eels have really stood up to the task this afternoon. And when she scored that one, Rakia Horn, the whole Eels bench, you can see them on the screen now, they loved it.
Oh, it'll be some afternoon for the Parramatta club. I see the Panthers are a bit unhappy because Parramatta got the 24-hour jump on Penrith to secure tickets to the grand final. So if you're a Parramatta fan that snapped up your seat early, you're going to see the men and the women. Oh, yeah. Flawless effort by Taylor Preston. What a performance. Next Sunday, it is a huge day of NRL Grand Final coverage coming your way on Nine's Wide World of Sports. The Sunday Footy Show, live from Accor Stadium at Sydney Olympic Park at 11 a.m. And then we're into the National Championship final, which is the winner of the New South Wales Cup versus the winner of the Queensland Cup, the NRLW Grand Final, Newcastle versus Para, and then the NRL Grand Final exclusive, live and free here on Nine's Wide World of Sports, the Battle of the West. What an afternoon.
You reckon Sterlo's kicking himself for leaving 1 year too early, Tomo? Or you reckon he's laughing because he gets to enjoy both sides playing in the grand final from home?
I'm pretty confident Sterlo will find his way to Accor next Sunday. (1986). A late consolation here for the Roosters. It's a try. Sarah Tonga-Tuki has burrowed through and scored.
Yeah, she's had great impact this game through the middle. Probably needed this a little bit earlier to get the Roosters on the front foot, but a little bit of footwork at the line. The Eels, we haven't seen them do that. We haven't seen them get bumped off those tackles very easily today, but they did it then. Points for the Roosters.
A lapse in concentration there from Parra, caught up in the adulation of securing their passage through to a grand final, but she's been a willing try right throughout the campaign. Sarah Tonga-Tuki. Ruan.
Well, this is what John Strange wanted. He wanted them to generate quick play the ball speed, and Sarah Tonga-Tuki came up with the right play at the right time here. But there's times, especially the crowd behind me, they're just wondering if it's a bit too little too late, because the Eels, they've been the better team on the day, but the Roosters, they can come home with a wet sail.
So Preston to get us back underway. Just a tick under 5 minutes remaining. Well, if they can jag another one from the first couple of tackles on this set, I suppose they're an outside chance, but on what we've seen so far, that would be against the run of play. That's a strong run. Paulet rampaging up the field. Here's Tamara, and they're playing with some energy now. National power, close to the sideline. Rakaya Horns had a blinder, Alana.
Yeah, she's such a strong player. We've seen her, both sides of the ball, have a big impact for the Eels. Great finishing abilities, but some of her efforts in defence are huge.
Well, try scorer Tonga-Tuki. Some kind of issue there. Poulet trying to get through a hole, but she's dragged down. A tackle made there by Anderson. Little chip over the top, and Surgis is after it, but Broughton perfectly positioned. I think Sarah Tonga-Tuki's afternoon's done. They're asking for the game to be stopped.
Tackle 2. Abby. 2.
Can't imagine this will be anything good because she's as tough as they come. Salah. Get another look at it here.
Her ankle jammed under there.
Got twisted.
Couldn't ask for a better afternoon for Footy Fest here at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. It's the most glorious day. And it'll be one that these Parramatta players will remember for a long, long time, as they will next week. Newcastle and Para. What a remarkable turnaround, Alana. The two teams from last year that struggled in the space of 12 months have totally turned their fortunes around and are going to meet in the grand final.
Yeah, a couple of really great stories. The Knights for me were always the club that in this competition we're going to test these sides. The Roosters have been the benchmark, but the way that the Eels have carried themselves this season, every single performance they've improved, and they've come out and done it again. They just keep getting better and better. Their combinations are working really well, but I think a massive key for the Eels, other than playing a brilliant team game and having those combinations being built, is the side that they've chosen.
Tackle 3.
Oh, Frezard.
Very confident.
Sorry, Alana. Frezard's got a knock there in back play too. She's up and all right. Yes, Roo?
Well, looking forward to grand final next week. It's going to be the second time in history that a club has had both a men's and women's team in the grand final. The first one was done by the Roosters in 2018. And while the Eels have gone about it the long way and the tough way, they're certainly looking the goods today. And what we saw out of the Knights, next week is going to be an epic event. So get there, and if you can't get there, come watch us on TV.
We'll be here. And Johnston, big fend.
How good's that? The big don't argue.
Yeah.
See you later.
Wouldn't be so crash shopping on the end of it. A kick there by Quinlan. Bremner on the fly. They've done a brilliant job in containing these strike Roosters. They haven't given them a sniff, have they?
Well, that's exactly how they've won this game. Their defensive pressure and intensity. You have a look at them. That line speed, they're up there. They're still meeting them. They've dead set won this game. There's only a little over a couple of minutes to go, and they're doing very well, setting a very high standard, and it makes next week very exciting.
So McGregor away to Tamara, and then Sam Bremner rushes through a hole, gets to Broughton, who makes a superb legs tackle. Power slips over, gets up, has a second effort. So many blue and gold jumpers there around the ball carrier. Frezard thought about having a dash herself, gave it away to Tamara, and ball flung out to McGregor. She kicks out to the wing. There's a bit of vacant territory out here. The ball goes over the top. It's been spilt.
Knock on.
It's a knock on by the Roosters.
Well, that looked pretty special. Nice little bullet pass from Zahara Tamara to Racine McGregor. It was on out this side. They had numbers. It was an excellently executed kick, but again, they couldn't get the points. The pressure from this Eels side has been too good today. What about those smiles? Reema Butler on the bench. She's had a couple of great stints for the Eels this season. Immense impact from the bench.
That's a happy group of footballers if I've ever seen it.
They're about to play in the grand final, Tomo. Doesn't get much
100%.
better.
Yep. Well, it does. Win one.
That's a very good point.
And Kennedy Charrington recovered after that heavy tackle from Olivia Koenig earlier. And Johnston. Final minute. The Roosters are going to bow out. They came in here having won 7 straight. And as you can imagine, the bookies were well on the Roosters side, but it didn't matter to Para. They've ripped him from the opening whistle.
Ready, thanks. Thanks, Gal. Let's go.
Oh, good tackle. Strong run too. 30 seconds to go. Charrington still firing bullets with the ball. Foliaki. This will be a great reception by the Parramatta players at full time. So we know the grand finalists in both the NRL and NRLW. Parramatta versus Penrith in the men's. Parramatta versus Newcastle in the women's. For a club that's waited so long for premiership success, it's going to be a spectacular afternoon of action at Accor Stadium next week. Full time, Parramatta 24 over the Roosters 10.